Good day, everyone, and welcome to Home at the Hollow. Thank you so much for joining me today, and welcome to my kitchen. Today's video recipe is going to be interesting. I've already started working on it. I had a little bit of a camera blip, so my apologies. But there's a subscriber and someone I consider a very dear friend, and they posted a photo. I don't know if it was their photo or someone else's photo. I don't know. But of a Dolly Parton cake mix. And I believe there was a frosting that goes with it as well. And I kind of was teasing them a little bit. And I said, is this a challenge? They said, yes, absolutely. This is a challenge. So here we go. I am making a dump cake. And I will be brutally frank with you guys, I have never made a dump cake before in my life. Never. I had heard about it, and but it was just, kind of like not something that I did. But of course, the premise of a dump cake is just to dump it, bake it, and enjoy it. But also, what you have to kind of bear in mind, a dump cake is very, very similar to a cobbler. So I could basically stand here and say I am making a pineapple, cherry, and coconut cobbler. And you probably could do it with blueberries or strawberries or something like that. And you're not really limited as far as what flavors you can add. But I greased my 9x13 glass pan with my magic pan release. And if you guys haven't tried that, and if you don't have it sitting in your fridge, well, then maybe you don't bake. But it has done very, very well for me for years and years, and I encourage you to make some up, throw it in the fridge, and it's always there. I'll drop a link to that video below. It's a very quick, I think 3 minutes or something like that. But grease your pan. Dump your 20-ounce can of crushed pineapple. And I don't know the ounce on this. A can of cherry pie filling. And I'm going to just kind of spread this out a little bit. This will be a new experience for me. I don't even think I've tasted a dump cake. I don't think that I have. There we go. I'm going to spread it around just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I think one of the reasons why I received a challenge of what to do with this cake mix is because this particular person, and you guys should know by now, I like to take a recipe, maybe a classic, maybe something like this that I'm not familiar with, and make it a little bit better, a little bit different. And you're supposed to take a boxed cake mix, which I have Dolly Parton's Coconut. That's what my store had. So, and just sprinkle it over, and that's what I'm doing. I did not drain my pineapple. There was very little liquid in it, but I did not drain it. Now, the rest of the recipe said to place a stick and a half tablespoons of butter, stick and a half of butter, cubed up, blocked up, whatever it is. Now, that might be, I don't know. And here's where I'm going to get on my little rant. So please forgive me, guys. Many years ago on television, a very well-known television personality had a cooking show. And, it was butter. I like butter as much as the next person. But unless the amount of butter is germane to whatever it is you're baking. Like, for example, the cranberry orange bread that I just brought out of the oven. If you're using your butter as a mixture, like in a cake or a muffin or a bread or something like that, then yes, by all means, use a stick and a half or a stick, half a stick, whatever the measurements are, by all means use that. But where I take kind of a, you know, an issue with the use of butter, just because you have a casserole, could be pasta, it could be, you know, whatever, you just, I don't just place a stick and a half of butter on this. Now, some of the butter might be necessary for the particular cake mix to cook, but I feel like there is enough liquid in the pineapple, the canned pineapple, and the cherry pie filling that this particular cake mix should be okay. I am going to put a half a stick, 4 tablespoons of butter. You do, I just, you know, I've never made this cake before, but I have never just randomly placed copious amounts of butter when it wasn't necessary. And I honestly, I really feel like, excuse me, that this should be just fine. And if it isn't, then, you know, I'll own up to it and I'll say, you know what? I should have used a stick and a half of butter, but I don't think so. I don't think so. One other thing that I've done this morning in anticipation of baking this is I toasted, and of course this is going to be for a few more videos too, but I toasted a goodly amount of coconut. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to put it on now. It's already toasted. I don't need to. But I'm going to bake this at 350, said 50 to 60 minutes. I'm going to start checking it at 45. And when I feel like it is done enough, I'm going to sprinkle just enough coconut on here to kind of bolster that coconut cake mix. And also it will give the cake a little bit of texture in there. So, you know, you won't be going, I'm eating cake and it's just mushy. You know, you want something to brighten it up in there. But there you go, guys. I'm going to bake this off and we will be back in just a little while. So here we go, guys. The dump cake, which I would prefer to call it something else, but it's done. I did sprinkle a little bit of coconut on here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to serve it just like I would serve, excuse me, any other cobbler. I will just get myself a spoon. I'm not going to eat any ice cream, but I did want to taste this. It holds up kind of well, and it looks like a cobbler, you know, and that's really basically what dump cakes are, is, you know, a cobbler, an easier cobbler using a cake mix. But there you go, cherries and coconut and pineapple. It's still really hot. That's pretty sweet. It's very sweet. I think it would be good with a scoop of ice cream, but I think that more than likely for me, a lot of this is going to get, you know, after it's cooled off, it's going to get divided up and frozen. And it'll be one of those things that I can have when life gets the best of all of us and we get too busy. But this is okay. If you like cobblers, you will love it. I think it's just a little bit too sweet for my taste. Of course, I'm used to, you guys have to understand, I'm kind of used to, you know, fresh sliced apples and fresh berries and working within the seasons, so I don't have to add, you know, all this kind of stuff. But I think I have one recipe for a cobbler in my cookbook that does use canned peaches, and I call it a winter cobbler. But you know, with, you know, seasonal fruit being not so seasonal. But anyway, you know, if you want to give it a try, it tastes really good. Very, very sweet, easy. There you go. So, challenge accepted, and here you go. You guys, thank you so much for joining me here home at the Hollow. I hope to see you again. Bye, guys.